Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced Saturday he is directing House committees to find out if federal funds are being used for politically motivated prosecutions after reports of former President Trump's likely indictment this Tuesday. McCarthy tweeted his intentions, quote, "Here we go again, an outrageous abuse of power by a radical DA who lets violent criminals walk as he pursues political vengeance against President Trump," end quote. Manhattan grand jury has been testimony from witnesses, including Trump's disgraced former lawyer, Michael Cohen, who alleged he arranged hush money payments in 2016 to two women claiming to have had sexual encounters with Trump a decade earlier. The former president announced the pending arrest on Truth Social. And House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer spoke on Fox News Sunday regarding former President Trump's possible arrest and the $3 million the Biden family received from China.
Well, it's very odd that this would come out just the very next day after I revealed bank records, which showed that the Biden family, the president in particular, hasn't been truthful with respect to his family receiving payments directly from the Chinese Communist Party. So it almost looks like it's an effort to detract, but at the very least, it's another example of two-tier system of justice. Look, we've been looking into these classified documents. We saw the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago for one set of supposedly mishandled classified documents, but yet Joe Biden's had at least 5 different locations of mishandled classified documents, and they give him days and days to go in and clean up with his attorneys. So this looks to me like it's another example of a two-tier system of justice at the DOJ.
Comer says the $3 million is just one deal. He thinks bank records will show there are up to 11 more Biden deals. Friday, Joe Biden had little to say about the millions of dollars.
Family deal.
Hunter Biden's fifth associate sent over $1 million for 3 of their family members. Any reaction to that?
That's not true. Yep.
Hunter Biden's legal team has accused Republicans of pushing a baseless right-wing conspiracy theory, despite the fact the payments are factual.
Well, many, including former Vice President Mike Pence, reacted to news of President Trump's potential arrest.
I'm taken aback. You have a major crime wave in New York, especially in New York City. You have literally a Democratic Party that's literally dismantled the criminal justice system in that city, undercut the NYPD, and this is what the Manhattan DA says is their top priority.
And Arizona Representative Andy Biggs tweeted this reaction, quote, "If they can come for Trump, they will come for you. This type of stuff only occurs in third world authoritarian nations." And conservative radio host Clay Travis wrote, quote, "This is literally happening the same week that we received direct evidence of multiple members of the Biden family receiving millions of dollars in payments from China, our chief political adversary, just because of their last name. If anyone should be arrested next week, it's the entire Biden crime family," end quote. And Twitter CEO Elon Musk summed things up this way: "If this happens, Trump will be reelected in a landslide victory," end quote. While the former president called on his supporters to protest if he is arrested, House Speaker Andy McCarthy said that's not a good idea and called for calm no matter what happens. Let's talk with constitutional attorney, Victory News contributor Chris Ann Hall. Chris Ann, the Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is considering arresting former President Donald Trump. A criminal indictment would be the first in our nation's history. Is this where we're headed?
You know, I don't think so. I believe that all parties understand that any kind of an indictment against Donald Trump, and I agree with Elon Musk, will be a political victory for Donald Trump. It's just the way it happens. The American people, even the people who do not support Donald Trump, would see this as a malicious prosecution, a political prosecution, and that would garner fundraising and support for Donald Trump, even by people who are marginally, if not at all, supportive of Trump. I will say that I do agree with House Leader McCarthy on this, that this is not something that we should be engaging in some huge public political protest. This is something that has to be resolved in the judicial system through due process. And the reason that's valuable is because we don't want these people to be able to claim that it was politics that made them pull back. We want the system to be exposed for its inadequacies and its malicious political prosecutions.
Now, you just answered this about Elon Musk, but I want to go back to it. He says that Donald Trump's arrest equals a 2024 presidential victory. So President Trump has been impeached twice. You can say that's political. Is there any backlash? The red wave largely didn't happen in people's minds. Would this make that happen?
Well, we know, Greg, that the red wave did happen. The media did not cover the red wave for obvious reasons, and even the political Republican establishment didn't cover the red wave the way it should have been, because the red wave wasn't a federal red wave. It was a local and state red wave where it needed to happen, where all the people have their power. And this is where our power lies, at the state and local level. Any attack against Donald Trump is only going to reinforce his base. And when it is something as ridiculous as this, even in the eyes of the general public, it could even grow his base.
Okay.